All right, Ambush, and today we are joined by a singer-songwriter who, with his dreamy and emotive vocal ability, his expressive lyrics, my goodness, he is making waves. He is a contest-winning singer who decided to take that into a musical career. And here in the year 2022, he is releasing a new single entitled Black, which we are diving behind today with my guest, Connor Nelson. How's it going today, Connor?
It's going good. How are you? Thank you so much for that intro. That was really good. Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you for appreciating it. I'm having myself a great day so far. Even better now that we get to talk a little bit of one of my favorite topics, some music.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much.
Hey, awesome. And of course, we mentioned the new single. It is entitled Black. Of course, over the past couple of years, you've been doing sort of the collaboration thing, sort of doing some top line work. And now we're getting back into that true Connor Nelson with this new track. So when exactly did Black begin to take form for you?
So at the time, about 2 years ago, I went to school for music production and studied a bit of audio engineering as well. And while I was there, I met tons of great collaborators who actually I released a bunch of those singles with, and it was super fun. But while I was there, I had only been making music for about a year. So I kept comparing myself to people in a sense. And so while I was releasing those collaborations, I was kind of I kept making my own music and like getting kind of better at it, getting more comfortable with possibly putting it out. And then I think last March, I started the beat for Black. And this is actually the first song I actually felt comfortable enough with releasing into the world. I felt like it was not only good enough for people to hear, but it was good enough for me to be happy with people hearing. So yeah, it's been a long process, but Black kind of really happened naturally. And yeah, I'm super proud of it for sure.
Hey, so it all started with the beat, hey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, actually, the beat came. So I got left on red and ghosted.
Happens to us all.
Literally so often. And so I was just like, man, like this sucks. And then that day I wanted to write a song in the shower because like I've heard a lot of people write songs in the shower. So I was like, I was going to write one today. And I was just sitting in the shower and I was thinking, I was like, damn, is it really that hard to text me back? And immediately when I said that, I was like, I love the syllable count. Like, is it really that hard to text me back? And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is a song. I have to write something about it. So got out of my shower and then I figured out the chords on like piano and I just started making the beat from there. And all I had was that line, is it really that hard to text me back? So that's kind of how it started essentially. Yeah.
So much truth. I mean, if you're not interested, just let me know. Come on.
Is it really that hard? Is it that hard to communicate? Apparently so.
Apparently so. Bravery, it's maybe some people may be lacking it, but either way, it's ended up leading. You took an unfortunate situation and you decided, you know what? If I can't get love from this, I might as well get a song from this. So, hey.
Chaos, for sure.
Awesome. All right. So, of course, you start building the beat and then just naturally, did it just flow from there or how did it all go?
Yeah, essentially I wrote the chorus first and then I kind of wrote the song around the chorus. I would say the trickiest part to write was the second verse for sure. Cause, I had the first two lines. I had the remember when you said it was play reference. And after that, I was like, should it change? Melody change? Should the beat change? Should I do something completely different? I had no idea. So that definitely was tricky for sure. But yeah, eventually I figured it out, and yeah, here it is.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. All right. And of course, like we mentioned, this is the first true track of your own in the last couple of years. So, of course, the top line, it's essentially somebody else's song. You're a featured guest or you're a collaborator. So, after some time of not releasing a true Connor Nelson song, what is the anticipation like to have Black out into the world?
It was it was kind of insane. It was very overwhelming because not only is this the first song that I produced myself, it's a true testament to kind of my self-confidence in what I do. And sometimes I struggle with that. Sometimes I have difficulty with feeling good about putting stuff out sometimes, and I can very easily overthink everything. So to be able to put this song out that's like 100% me is something I felt like I haven't done before. I feel like a lot of my songs are like, they're like, I'm proud of them, but like they're not me. And I feel like this is really my first step into showing everyone who listens to music, not only who I really am as an artist, but who I am as a person. And I was just like, I hope people like it, because if they don't like it, they don't like me then, because I feel like this song is very me. But thankfully, people like it, people relate to it. Yeah, and it just makes me even more excited to just release everything else I have in my arsenal for sure.
Absolutely. Gets that first step out there, gets the ball rolling. And then, I mean, once people like it, which obviously some people definitely have been receptive to the track. Like we mentioned, it's a topic that a lot of us, pretty much all of us, have experienced. So, what has the feedback been like so far for Black?
The feedback has been really good. The main things I guess I was really worried about were how people would take the lyrics, because I feel like my writing has evolved huge over the past 2 years. I'm a writer who usually hides within like metaphors to because I was always scared to be too like specific in my songs. I didn't want to give too much away, so I would overload songs with metaphors to the point where like you don't even know what I'm writing about anymore. Like, and I didn't even know what I was writing about either. I was like, couldn't tell you what it's about. But so definitely evolving with that for sure was something I was worried about people noticing, and as well the beat. I mean, I wanted people to like it. Obviously, it was my first beat that I'm putting out into the world. And I've been working on that for like years. And so for people to hear a creation of my own, I was really scared to hear what people thought about it. But people who I've respected so much in fields of like production, as well as like people who work more on the lyric side of music, had all positive things to say about the song. And it was really reassuring in an industry when it's easy to like doubt yourself and compare yourself to people. To get the positive feedback on something so personal was really, really assuring, really gratifying. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm very, very glad to hear that. And I love how you mentioned that, like, getting the beat out there and getting positive reception to that as well is also gratifying as a producer. So, of course, we mentioned there, you singing top lines on other tracks. Is there going to be a point where maybe Connor Black is doing the production, doing some music behind some other artists?
Maybe I would love to in time. I think right now I'm still kind of at that stage in my production career where I'm still figuring out how to take what's in my head and translate it into something real. And I'm still working that out for myself. So until I have a formula down and can do it for myself, people might have to wait a little bit for that. But I would love to in the future for sure.
See where it grows and then go from there.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Perfect. Perfect. So, of course, you mentioned over the last 2 years, one of the things that has definitely grown quite a bit has been your ability as a songwriter. So, how else do you think that you have grown as a musician over the past 2 years since your last true Connor Nelson release?
Ooh, as a musician, I think, well, for sure, production as well as songwriter. I've just gotten more comfortable with being honest with myself. Whereas before I was kind of hiding in metaphors and I didn't really want to write specific lyrics because I didn't want to show people too much. And then I was just, during the pandemic, I was like, you know what? Let's just throw it all at the wall, see what sticks. Like, I'm not going to get in my own way. So, for sure, just getting comfortable with writing songs that are honest and true to me was huge. And I feel like I've improved a lot as a vocalist as well. Been working a lot on my vocal technique throughout the pandemic as well. So I feel like from Energy, which was my last solo single, to Black, you can definitely hear a huge difference in like the songwriting as well as my vocals. Yeah. So Black, essentially, fun fact about Black, the chorus where I go like, "Is it really that hard to text me back?" That part, I recorded that. Really proud of this. I recorded it all in one breath. That wasn't like a two-take thing. So when you listen to the chorus and it's just continual, that's me singing. It's not clumped together. Did that whole thing in one breath. So vocal technique for sure, I've definitely improved on. Yeah, and being comfortable and honest in my songwriting and sharing that with the world.
All right, all right. Grown in very many ways, and of course, I want to dive a little bit more into growth a little bit here. But if there's other aspects to the music industry, I would love to dive into before we get there. And of course, you yourself have had a couple opportunities to get back out into that live setting, back out into playing some shows. So, what has it been like to get back out there to hit the stage?
It's it's been scary. I get nervous every time I perform because like I want to be like I have to I have to like kind of shake. You know when someone's nervous and you like have to shake them, be like, "No, you're going to be fine. Don't overthink it." I do that with myself every time before I go on stage because I'm like shaking and I'm just like snap out of it. But performing for people, especially original music is very scary, but it's really fun. I love interacting with a crowd. Like when people are feeling the music, I'm feeling the music, and like you just feed off the energy of each other, which is quite infectious. And I love that part of performing live. I just love connecting with people and making someone feel like they're heard, making someone feel understood with my original music. That's something I miss with live performing is just like someone coming up be like, "Hey, I loved that one song. I'm going through that exact same right now. So like thank you for kind of, amplifying what I'm thinking inside." And just to do that for one person is honestly my favorite part of live performing, just interacting with the crowd. It's something I've missed in the pandemic. Yeah. And that's what I love to do for sure.
Hey, awesome. And of course, you mentioned the nerves, how gotta snap yourself out of it, give yourself a shake. Is there anything else that you do before you hit the stage to get yourself ready?
It seems like a bad idea, but I honestly just like if I could, I would run around like a maniac, like any cardio, any I do this before I sing usually. And like people just look at they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I am scared. I am terrified." Just anything to like shake your body, like cardio, like jumping jack. One time actually before a show, I was doing jumping jacks in the bathroom. And then someone someone walked in and like the door hit me and I was like, "Oh, sorry." Just anything to move your body, just to release those nerves a little bit, release that adrenaline. Yeah,
Absolutely. Hey, get it out there. Get that kinetic energy flowing so that it's already moving and grooving by the time you get out there.
for sure. Yeah.
Hey, all right, all right. And of course, we've been diving into this new single, Black. And of course, we're only in the first half here still of 2022. So I have to ask, what does the rest of the year potentially hold for Connor Nelson?
Well, I do have another song coming out pretty soon. I'm not going to say when, but pretty soon. And then I believe I have plans to release one more song in the fall. That's another one I self produced. So I got two more lined up for this year, maybe three. I don't know, but two for sure.
All right. All right. Well, you've heard it here. There's more music on the way, and the best way to keep up to date is probably to go ahead and follow Connor Nelson on their favorite social media, right?
So true. So true.
Hey, that or your favorite music streaming service so you can stay up to date with what's going on in the world of Connor Nelson. And of course, earlier here today, we were talking about some growth. So we talked about your growth as a musician through the past couple of years here. And now I would like to know, through that time, through that process, how has it helped you to grow as a person? Or what has it taught you about yourself?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I would say kind of to hit two birds with one stone. Essentially, I think it's taught me that I used to at least take myself way too seriously. I used to overthink every aspect of music. I would think of like, oh, I should write this because people might interpret it like this, or like, what do people want? And what do people want to hear? And how should I speak? How should I present myself as an artist? And it was just like, none of it was authentic. None of it was authentic at all. And so, because I took myself way too seriously. And so through the pandemic, I had to like chill out. I had to be like, okay, what music do you like to make? What do you like listening to? And just like staying true to that and being like, if I don't listen to something that's like maybe mainstream, that is okay. If you make something that's not mainstream or whatever mainstream means nowadays, like that is okay. I just had to like just not take myself so seriously in music and in everyday life because at the end of the day we are like particles in like a huge universe. So like I've learned to have fun with music and I've learned to not take myself too seriously and just make music that's true to me and that shines through and people connect with it. And honestly, at the end of the day, that's really the best thing about music. So yeah, I've learned to just not take myself too seriously and just chill out.
Hey, it's kind of funny how being true to you somehow ends up connecting with more people.
Super weird, right?
Hey,
Who would have
right?
known?
Who would have known? But it's a good. I'm glad that you found that lesson out here in the long run, and I cannot wait to see where it continues to carry you, as well as where this new single, Black, carries you, my friend. Thank you so very much for joining us here today on the DTP.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I had a great time. Thank you so much.